Good afternoon from downtown Morehead, Kentucky. We are at the Kentucky Folk Art Center doing a walkthrough of their art museum. These are all self-taught master artists. Take a look down here and I'll tell you why I decided to go live. Here is a Noah's Ark. This is handcrafted by Edgar Tolson. He's from Campton in Wolfe County, Kentucky. He carved all of that out of wood that he found. Look at the detail. He's got the animal kinds. He was very thoughtful. This is housed in an airtight container so that it's preserved. Now, Edgar was discovered by some patrons at the University of Kentucky who connected him with the Smithsonian Museum shop, who had a federal program, and they worked with Edgar Tolson. And he is known worldwide for his folk art carvings. Now, one of Edgar's sons is himself an active carver, and his name is Donnie Tolson. And his work is very reminiscent of his father's work. Isn't this just an amazing work of art here at the Kentucky Folk Art Center in downtown historic Morehead? You need to get down here. It's open to the public. There is no fee to enter. You can make a donation. Let's go on down and look at some other works of art. We've got Jonah in the Whale here by Jimmy Lewis. Some other work. Here's another Jonah in the Whale that Mr. Lewis did in 1995. Now, we cannot skip over Miss Minnie Atkins. She's from Isonville in Elliott County, Kentucky. And she also is a carver. She began by whittling back in the day when she was a youngster with the men in her family. And she continued with the whittling and wood carvings. And she is known today throughout the wood carving artisan community as a well-regarded artist. Very colorful, great play on the different colors. Phenomenal work here by Miss Carver. By Miss Atkins. Now let's go on over here. Keep the theme of carving going on. This is Calvin Cooper's work. Mr. Cooper is out of Wallingford in Fleming County, Kentucky. And he does a lot with wood carving as well. Finding wood behind his farm in eastern Kentucky, part of the Daniel Boone National Forest. Thank you all for joining us today, folks. We're in downtown historic Morehead, Kentucky. Tell us where you're from. Give us a shout out. Where are you watching from? This is Marvin Finn's work. He's out of Louisville, Kentucky. Sorry about that, folks. Just amazing work. This is Maisie Thomas' work out of Adairville, Logan County in western Kentucky. Amazing work. Men in the Cap, done in the 1970s. I'm sorry, let's go up there. 1970s work. And the bellhop, also done in the 1970s. Plaster and paint. Various artists here. David Lucas, Janice Owens. This looks like all acrylic paint through here. Y'all have to come down to historic downtown Morehead in eastern Kentucky on I-64. It's a stone's throw away from the campus of Morehead State University. Ooh, got some light coming in there. This is a seasonal rotation here of artwork done by Lonnie and Twyla Money. They were born in East Bernstedt down in Laurel County, down near London, Kentucky, southern Kentucky. Great work, very colorful that they have done. Now, I do not want us to pass up the work here of Chester Cornett. He is from Pine Mountain in Letcher County, eastern Kentucky. Actually, I got a connection with Letcher County here at the Noah's Ark Museum in Williamstown, Kentucky. They have a rescued bald eagle. His name is General Boone, and he was rescued out of Letcher County. So this is an example of a sitting chair. Now take a look at this awesome 2-in-1 rocker that Mr. Cornett made. And going along with the folk art, we have the saddle seat rocker. These are just beautiful. Mr. Cornett is known worldwide for his work with making these chairs. He actually made a chair for then President Nixon back in the 1970s. He sold a lot of things in Cincinnati, Ohio, and around Kentucky. Aren't those beautiful chairs? And real quick, because I know my daughter may see it one day, look at this repurposed material made into art. It is called the Time Machine. You all know what that is, folks, don't you? I'm sure you use that a time or two. This was done by Robert Morgan in 1990. I just love this. It was found material made into art. Now, before I bid you farewell, I've got to tell you the architecture of this building. It was built between 1904 and 1906. It was a warehouse grocery store for the northeastern Kentucky region. These posts are original here. Let's take a little walk. It was called the Morehead Grocery Company. So the trains would bring the perishable food items in and deliver it to the docks out back. And then they would come in here with those perishable food items. And look at this cooler's ceiling. So they would actually bring blocks of ice for the cooler and the scalloped ceiling. This is all original. And this is where the dairy products would go. Isn't this an amazing feat of architecture? And it's so awesome that they were able to save that. Again, we're in downtown historic Morehead, Kentucky, just a stone's throw away from Morehead University. And we are at the Kentucky Folk Art Center. You definitely need to come down If you're coming through on I-64 headed to Lexington, maybe up to northern Kentucky to see Noah's Ark encounter, the Creation Museum, or on to your destination, be sure and stop. Let's take a quick look at their museum store. This is all Kentucky crafted artisan things. We have jewelry, mugs, other artwork, hand soaps, crocheted things. If you're in the birds or bird watching, different things here. Magnets, of course, prints. Here we get into some pottery things, wind chimes. Some of the original folk art is for sale. Different pieces of art through here. There's more down here. A variety of things. I'm sure you can find at least one thing here in the museum gift shop. Oh, I did want to point out, look at these handmade egg baskets. This is Appalachian style, made by Kentucky artist Sharon Boggs. And you would take this out and collect the eggs each morning. Very farm to table. Thank you all for joining me live. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, be sure and leave them below and I will get back to you. Safe travels. God bless.